Hi, this is Dr. Y, and we're going to talk about assertive communication today. Have you ever wanted to do a better job explaining your own needs and wants, but not do it in a way that's passive or aggressive? You know, if we're talking about boundaries or improving relationships or just a feeling of empowerment in terms of what's the best and appropriate method for you to be speaking to other people, this may be the video for you. A communication style in which a person stands up and communicates for their own needs and wants while also taking into account the needs and wants of other people is called assertive communication. A lot of times when people come into therapy, they have relationship problems. They have a hard time working well, playing well, communicating well with other people. And they say things like, I don't really know why things are off track. I don't really know what I can do to make things better. So to become an assertive communicator, and this, by the way, is really important when we're talking about setting healthy boundaries for ourselves. There are some traits that assertive communicators have. Let me rattle off some of these traits, and you do a self-check to see if these are traits that you already have. I bet you already have a few of them, and that's good because it gives us a foundation of where to start. Number one, assertive communicators clearly state their needs and wants. We can do that while still being kind. Number two, assertive communicators make eye contact. It's really difficult to try and communicate with somebody when they're doing this. Oh, or this. Number three is we listen to other people without interrupting. This can be kind of hard because sometimes when you're communicating, you're having to listen and formulate an opinion or a response. But what I would tell you is the silence or the pause while you're formulating your thoughts and allowing the other person to finish is really crucial. It's not going to make your communication more weird if you have a pause or a silence at the end of them speaking. It actually gives you time to process what they've said. The next important trait is that you use appropriate speaking volume. Have you ever been around people who think they're being assertive by being loud or talking over other people or being stern or bringing attention to your conversation by using the tone of their voice? Yeah, not assertive at all. That, my friends, is about power and about control, not being assertive. Next is a steady tone of voice. I think this is important too because when we're talking about being assertive, we have to be direct in what we're saying and we have to be intentional in what we're saying. And the last trait I want you to think about is confident body language. An assertive speaker is confident in what they're saying. Now that doesn't mean that they're always right. Okay, this isn't about right or wrong. This is about confidence in what you're expressing to other people. And that is a sign of assertiveness. Now let me give you some permissions when it comes to assertiveness, because if this style of speaking and communicating really makes you uncomfortable, you might be a person that struggles with people pleasing. You might have grown up in an environment where your needs and your wants are not important. You may be a part of a family culture or a community culture where speaking out is looked down upon. Here's a list as long as my leg in terms of reasons why people don't feel comfortable being assertive. But what I would tell you is it's really important that you learn to push past that resistance and gain this skill. Because until we do, we're going to keep getting stepped on. And that doesn't feel good either. So we've got a choice to make, right? Okay, so here are some assertiveness tips. There's 4 of them, so here we go. Number 1, you really have to respect yourself. That's where it starts. If you feel that being assertive makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself why. Why are you not worth speaking up for your own needs and wants? Number 2, express your thoughts and feelings calmly. Giving the silent treatment, stonewalling people, yelling, threatening, shaming are all examples of what not to do. That is not about communication. Again, it's about control. Take responsibility for your emotions. Take responsibility for your needs and your wants, and try to express them in a calm, factual manner. In addition, I want you to think ahead of time and come up with sentences and phrases that you can use, especially in those areas where you feel uncomfortable. If you're waiting until that very moment to say something, and it is the moment when you're feeling uncomfortable, that's going to be really hard to do. So I want you to think about it ahead of time. This would be a great way to journal or to write these notes down and then practice and role play. Because I promise you, it's going to come up again, these situations where you feel like you need to be more assertive. Number 4, and this is the last tip I have for you. Please know that it's okay to say no. Now, I have another video about how to say no, so you may want to check out that video too. But for the purposes of this video, it's okay to say no. Sometimes you can't make everyone happy all the time. The person that is in charge of your own happiness and joy is you. So practice saying no and getting used to saying no. So when you need to say no, I want you to do it calmly, clearly, and do it with as much intention as possible. And try not to lie about the reasons. Be honest, own it, be accountable about it. It's okay to say no. So I hope some of these traits and tips about how to develop an assertive style of communication is going to help you. Think about it. Write it down. If you've got any additional questions, write it down below. I am checking the comment section. I appreciate you watching this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.